Hey guys, so I wanted to talk to you about gastritis and what I'm experiencing lately. So I wanted to make a video talking about my experiences with gastritis as I'm currently having some symptoms. I'm just going to go through some basics and let you know what I'm thinking. So basically, about 9 years ago, I was diagnosed with gastritis without H. pylori. They did an endoscope, they put the tube down, they looked inside, they told me that I had inflammation inside of my stomach lining. And they told me to just go home, eat well, eat healthy, and maybe take some gas pills, some anti-acid pills, and that was pretty much it. And let them know if it's going well, we can have another appointment or something like that. They didn't really say much. And so I went online and I researched a lot, and I continued to learn, and I ate really healthy for a couple years. For the next year straight, all I ate was huge salads twice a day and really low fat meat and apples and bananas, also like really low acid fruits and veggies. And I did that for a year, and I started feeling a lot better. And then after that, because the first day when it first occurred, I was getting so much gas and acid that I couldn't even eat. Whenever I would eat anything, including even a banana, I guess I hadn't tried bananas. If I ever even ate a piece of bread or anything like that, I was immediately so bloated it felt like I was about to throw up for like 30 minutes to an hour after eating. It was the worst feeling ever, and I lost 20 pounds in a week, and it was a crazy experience. And so I had to deal with that, but once I found out what it was, it helped me understand what was going on so I could move forward from there. And so I did that, and so after a year, I got back on a normal track, and then I kept up my eating of salads, lean meats, started eating sandwiches. I don't know if that was like the best option or not, but overall it wasn't very acidic. And then I would eat apples and peanut butter. Once I started getting a little healthier, I felt like peanut butter was a good add, and it made me gain a lot more weight. And so I recovered after about 2 years or so. I would say it took because I got it around junior year of college, and then because I was drinking energy drinks every day, it seemed like every day I was drinking energy drinks, and that caused my gastritis, I believe. A lot of caffeine. And so junior year I had it. Senior year I was getting better. I was getting a lot better, and I was staying healthy, and I continued with my diet. And then I had a little super senior year. So it was like 2 or 3 years of being very careful, eating very healthy, continuing that path. And honestly, after 2 to 3 years, I got out of college, and I was feeling a lot better. I was feeling basically normal, and I was able to eat anything I wanted, and I was able to drink coffee even, and I returned back to normal after that. And I don't know, it was probably a bad idea, because when I returned back to normal, everything was fine for about 2 years. I returned back to normal. I drank coffee for 2 years, and then on the 3rd year I was feeling normal still, but things started slipping, and I started noticing that, I don't know if I could keep drinking these coffees all the time. I started getting a little bit more gassy, a little bit more iffy on if I should. You get this feeling like your stomach's not in the best condition. And I pushed through anyway because I was doing a lot of work, and I just wanted to keep going. So I drank coffee every day. And, if I didn't drink coffee, it was hard to stay awake, or it was hard to have a lot of energy at work. And because, when you drink a lot of coffee, it's like an addiction. Like you have to keep drinking in order to have the max energy. So anyway, one day I just didn't feel right, and then my stomach got all gassy and inflamed again, and ever since then, that happened, I would say about 3 to 4 years ago. Because like I said, it was basically 9 years when it first occurred. It took me 3 years to recover. So 22, 23, 24, when I started drinking coffee again. And then it was 24, 25, 26. And right around 26, I guess, I probably had my next occurrence. And then 27, 28. Some of the years aren't adding up perfectly, but basically, my last big flare-up took a long time to go away. I've had it for 3 years now. Basically, on and off. It's been on and off the entire 3 years. Because I got it 3 years ago, and I started I lost a bunch of weight again, and then I started eating really healthy again to try to fend it off. It didn't come off. It didn't stop. It took a year to cool it down, and then the next year or two was spent keeping it cool and trying to start gaining weight. And then I started gaining some weight and eating more cookies, eating more garbage. More recently, right around this last March 2020, is when the flare-up occurred again. Like another flare-up, because I was never able to fully cool it down. Now, it looks like if you don't fully cool down the gastritis, it won't go away. It just will not go away. It's something that lingers. It's something that sits in the background. You have to follow the protocol completely. And I understand that that's kind of hard for people, because it's hard for me. I tend to start getting better, and then when I'm getting better, I will start to cheat a little bit because I feel like I can. Because I feel like I can, and then I eat a little. I eat a cookie, I eat whatever it is, and it's okay actually. It goes down. You start getting excited, thinking, "Oh my God, I'm feeling normal again. Oh my God, I might be normal again. I might have beat it." That's what you always think, or that's what I always think. But the truth is that you have to completely clear the inflammation. Just because you're feeling better doesn't mean the inflammation's gone, in my opinion. Because I guess maybe some of the mucus lining, maybe some of the exterior portions of the gut might have healed up enough to take whatever you're putting in. But the second you aggravate it a little bit, you haven't fully cured the stomach, so it just digs deep again into the stomach, and once it re-irritates, the inflammation process occurs, and it sends you into a spiral, and the spiral is really hard to get out of. Anyone who has gastritis would know this. There's a spiral occurring. If you eat every 2 hours, you're safe, because I could give you some general tips on how I solved this. I'm going to go through them, but I just wanted to get everything out at once right now. And then I'm going to add a couple different videos talking about how I got rid of it the first time and how I'm working on it right now. So essentially, gastritis doesn't fully go away until you eat very healthy for a very long time. I'm taking slightly different approaches as I continue to learn about it. Currently, I got a little bit of gas currently. I haven't eaten in about 2 or 3 hours, so it's about that time where after about 2 hours, your stomach's fully digested your food and it's empty. The portion, a lot of it's empty, and so the acid starts to sit around and eat at the stomach a little bit, and so when there's no food in there for the acid to digest, it kind of just sits with the stomach, and the stomach doesn't really like it. So especially at nighttime, I believe it's a good time to have like an antacid. I'm not a doctor, this isn't professional advice or anything, but what I do to go through gastritis is I'll have an antacid at nighttime. Lately, it seems to really help because you're trying to shut the stomach down, you're trying to calm down, and what I've read is that the stomach produces more acid at nighttime. The peak acid production apparently is at 12 12 p.m. at night. So that's when you're trying to sleep, and that's when you get best sleep. So that's a good time to take an antacid in order to calm it down so that it can heal. And then when you wake up in the morning, you want to start eating meals every 2 hours. I eat a meal every 2 hours. It keeps my stomach as happy as possible. Everyone who has this gastritis will notice after 2 hours after eating, you're going to start having some pain again. And you're going to want to eat again. And then you'll calm down. It'll feel a little better. And eating the most neutral foods possible has helped me a lot. All my diets are consistent of a very neutral carb, like a rice, so I eat rice, potatoes, sweet potatoes. Those are my main forms of carbs. Every once in a while I'll have bread. What I found is they say, wheat bread is healthier, like whole wheat, for you, but I found that gluten might be irritating the stomach as well, so I'll try to steer away from breads in general. I really found, honestly, eating potatoes and a rice with a lean meat and a very small amount of it, nothing more than like a fist. So like just like my palm, I'll have like a chicken piece the size of my palm, and I'll have some rice about the size of my palm. That'll be the 2 pieces I eat, and I just eat that every 2 hours. And I do that at 9, 11, 1, 3, 5, and then I'll have it at 7, and then at 10 I'll go to bed, and that'll be perfect. That gives me 6 meals, and it's enough to keep my weight on. It's enough to keep me happy, and honestly, it keeps your stomach happy, and it allows for the healing. And as far as protein stimulates the acid the most, so you don't want to have too much protein, and you want to be careful, because with the carbs and the protein, you also want to have some veggies to cool it off. Very alkaline veggies like spinach, carrots, and honestly, spinach and carrots are some of the main things I eat, but there is a long list of alkaline veggies that can help you a lot, that I try to mix in whenever I can. And it's good to mix it up because you want to get as many nutrients as you can. But honestly, I had a flare-up that really started about a week or so ago. I would say about a week ago. And it's really kind of worried me because I thought I'd been reasonable. I didn't know I was doing anything too ridiculous, and it just flared up and it wouldn't go away. It really started because I started wondering why I wasn't getting better. So I went to the doctor, and they tested for H-Pylori. There was none. Did some blood tests. Everything came back normal, and they said it's probably just gastritis. And they said just eat healthy and come back in a week. So I'm gonna continue eating healthy. It's been about a week or so, and I feel much better just from this diet. After doing more research, I'm a little bit more researched on it. At first I was going off of my gut, just going off of whatever I felt good. But lately I'm taking a more scientific approach, and it looks like it's working very quickly, a lot quicker than before. I think I was doing a lot of guesswork before, and it was causing me to have a lot of setbacks. So I think now is what I'm learning. I think it would be very helpful, and that's why I want to share it with the world, this current journey on how I'm going to cure gastritis, and I'm going to update you and let you know how it's going. Like I said, a week ago it was really bad, and now it's calmed down to the point where honestly I don't really notice it too much. If I cheat on my diet, if I skip meals, things like that, I start to notice it. It starts to creep back up. Today I skipped a meal or so, and I ate some crackers, which I personally don't think crackers are that great for you, and I can feel it a little bit. I noticed that it's a little bit more annoyed than it was yesterday, because recently it's been much better, to the point where as long as I'm eating my healthy diet, I don't even really notice it, and that is a wonderful feeling. I do notice though, I can still feel like, hey, if I put the wrong stuff in my stomach, yes, it's going to bother me. It's going to bother me very quickly. It doesn't take a long time. It takes about a meal or so, a couple hours, and you start to notice it. So it's tough. It's very tough, and it's, you know, you really get a good feel for your stomach over time. For me, it's been 9 years. It's a really long time, and I'm not happy about it. I feel like I could have done a lot better with my progress if I would have been more strict. But I kept thinking it was getting better, because it was. But I kept thinking that, you know, it'll just keep getting better. And I keep getting reminded that it won't get better unless you continue to push, you continue to do your absolute best at sticking to a schedule. And that's why right now I'm going to cut the video off, and I'll come back and I'll explain more about my journey and about where I'm going with this. And hopefully this helps some people, because if I would have had someone talking to me the way I'm talking right now, I think that would have been really exciting, because I couldn't find pretty much anybody who wanted to talk about gastritis that much. I found maybe like a couple people online, maybe like 2 or 3 people on YouTube, and most of them just didn't really sound like me. Most of them didn't sound like they were going through a long-term issue. It sounded like it was always new to them. Some people gave positive vibes, like, yeah, it'll get better. I mean, I'm trying to be real with you guys and honest and tell you that it'll get better if you focus. But if you don't focus, it totally will linger and sit there. And it's actually, I think it's decently easy to slip back into it, even when you're feeling pretty good. Even when you're eating cookies, you're feeling great, you're having pizza, everything's going amazing. And you do that just for a little bit too long, a couple weeks, couple months, it shows right back up like it was just sitting outside waiting. And so that's what I'm really trying to get at here is, it takes a while to like really clear it out, and you don't want to take a chance with that. You want to make sure it's way gone before you mess around. And even when you mess around, you want to remember to keep eating healthy. That's my biggest takeaway from this whole discussion is don't take it for granted. Be very serious and go the long route, because that's what I'm doing now. I'm kind of forced into it, and so I can't take any more chances. So I'll let you guys know. Thanks for watching the video. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you're thinking. Ask me questions so that I can answer them. And I'll get back to future videos where I discuss a lot more in detail, like the foods I'm eating, the exact feelings I'm having, more timelines on how long things took for me. Just basically all the details possible that I would have ever wanted to hear. Because, you know, when you hear someone else going through it, makes you feel a lot better about it, so you're not so confused, because I was confused for a long time, and I'm only now starting to be less confused. Anyway, till next time.